Ichi, I'm gonna push your butt.
And we're live! Ichi's under the table. I tried to tweet about it, but...
There goes.
Well, I don't know if the picture loaded. But we're live! And I think I tweeted about that fact. Are we live? Did it go live? Did it manage to finally go
YouTube
live?
says starting.
But
screen.
That doesn't mean it's unlisted or not. It's public! Yay! Hello and welcome to tonight's stream where we play Fertility, which if you didn't know it, is a weird game name to say that we're playing live on the internet. Yeah. Alright. We're playing Fertility, designed by Cyril Leroy and Jeremy Fleury. They're French. Fleury. I'm guessing that they're both designers and one's not. Oh no, illustrations are Jeremy. So yeah, there we go. This is a tile placement game. Steve's gonna win, but I'll still have fun.
The last time we played Fertility, you were in denial.
No, I wasn't. I never went into the river. Okay. So this stream is sponsored by BlackRock Games. Thank you, BlackRock Games, for providing this copy of Fertility for us to play. Yeah. Also, let's play it. So this is designed by the same designer that did Sapiens, which is a tile placement game that we like. It kind of like fell off the map, which makes me sad.
Like that one.
Yeah. My camera is very zoomed out because we played Captains of the Gauntlet last time, so let me zoom it in a little. So Fertility is a game for 2 to 4 players, and it plays in about 45 minutes. A boot. Are you having fun reading?
Oh, it just says big thanks to Steve, and there's a lot of E's in Steve.
There's 2 Steves in E's.
And I hope that's like Steve's name.
Yeah.
It has extra E's in it.
Maybe. Okay, so these boards, these are the player boards. So you're gonna randomize these because they're slightly different. They're not super different, but they're slightly different. What board do you want?
I want the gray one. I'll fill it with gray trains.
Okay. It's an inside joke. Alright. Then you're going to, there's a score pad. Scoring's not super complicated, but there's a score pad. Then we need, these are the market district tiles. Can you shuffle and make a deck or a stack of those? And then each player is gonna get their, like, monuments. So their player color and their little monuments. Mine are the pyramids because I'm yellow. Steve, do you want the sphinxes? Because they're blue. Steve's gonna be sphinxes.
Ooh, actually, I think I want to be...
These won't show up very well on camera.
Oh, that's true.
These are just monoliths. Or piers. Or, yeah, and then there's ones that are like the big red buildings.
Egyptian rocket ship or the green one.
Yeah. Cool. Then there's a bunch of wooden resources, and they're super tiny. There's 4 resources in this game, and they're all the needles are so tiny for them. They're very tiny, kind of annoyingly tiny. So you're gonna need something to hold those, and then the board. The number of tiles you use depends on the number of players, but you're gonna randomize them and put a number down depending on the number of players. And I believe for 2 players we only use 3 boards, and 4 players is 4 boards for 4 players. So one of the boards is going to be not in use. So it's that one in the center. Ooh, that's a big wheat field. We'll do that. And that one can go back in the box. YouTube's not live! I just checked it. And we're live again. Maybe.
Yep.
We'll see.
Okay, so let's see, maybe... Okay, YouTube says Yeller. Starting.
No dropped frames. Good packets.
Yeah, and let us know on Twitch if we are back on Twitch.
We're back on Twitch. YouTube is now saying yellow health. That's weird. I don't know. I guess we're live on Twitch tonight. Also, hello, and welcome to tonight's stream, which we had to restart. We're playing Fertility this evening, which is a sponsored stream from BlackRock Games, and it's designed by, Cyril Leroy. And it's a tile placement game that uses a dominoes mechanic, and we're kind of mid-setup, which kind of stinks, but the stream was having issues, so we had to restart it. And it's weird, YouTube is still having issues. But we're just gonna keep rolling because we're apparently on Twitch, and I can export from Twitch.
And we can mention in YouTube chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, because it's a scheduled thing, so the chat does stick around.
Yes, the chat will stick around. We already took our player board, so each player is gonna get a player board, and the player boards are random, because there's different, like, very slight differences on them. So make sure that you randomize the player boards. And then each player is going to get monuments that match their colors. There's these square tiles. You're going to shuffle those and make a big stack of them. Steve did that. Then there's these tiny little resources. And to annoy Steve, I'm going to dump them all in one bin. And in that bag, I had put the starting central tile. Yeah, it was just another connector. Oh no. There's the other connector. There's these little, like, wishbone pieces that you use to connect the things. See, now it says YouTube is going to be starting, but it's not. It's not, it lies! There is, on every board, there's a tile in the middle, and it has a little icon in the corner, and you match this center square tile up orientation-wise on the center board. So, did that. Whoop. I did too, mediocre gamer. I did too.
And we already made all of our jokes about being in denial and playing a game called Fertility.
We did, yeah, that was missed. Cool. So then there's a bunch of domino styles. So they're double size hexes. Oh, this is a blurry game. I think we have to turn that light off. You're getting up a lot today. The number of these tiles that you put in the game determines on the number of players. For a 2-player game, we're gonna play with...
Alright.
Yeah, it's great. For a 2-player game, we're going to play with... Can you rotate it? Perfect. With 24 of these tiles. So I'm actually gonna take out most of them and give them a decent shuffle. And then we're gonna count out 24 of them, while Steve probably sorts the goods, because that's what he wants to do. So this game is about the Nile. And what happens when the Nile... So the Nile is a river in Egypt. It floods regularly, and then when it rescinds, when it unfloods, it leaves a very fertile riverbed behind, and they grow things in that fertile riverbed, and then in high sometime it basically will dry out and they can't grow anything anymore, and then it floods again. It's like this cycle. So this game takes place right after the flood, and so the riverbed has been revealed and it's very fertile, and that's what this is, and we are planting crops on this riverbed, and we are trying to be the richest, there's a specific word that they call us. It's like a noble. Nomarch. We're trying to be the richest nomarch. And win the favor of the pharaoh. 16 tiles. Woo! And the way that we earn money is we're going to plant tiles to gain resources to open up market stalls, and the market stalls will earn us points. So I've gotten 24 tiles. And I've shuffled them. Whoosh. And then I'm going to make a market with 3 of these tiles face up. And then I'm going to give each of us 3 tiles. And we're going to put our tiles face up as well. Yeah. And then we each need... That's really far away. I can't get those, so you're gonna have to get all my resources for me. Let's put these lower. And then we'll do these up here. Definitely not gonna go through all these. The market tiles, you're gonna put 4 of them out. And then each player is going to assemble their cute, tiny, adorable monuments. I have the pyramid. Or pyramids, I should say. Steve has the Sphinx. And then, we're basically done with setup.
Got little cat paws.
Each player has...
Slightly 3D.
Each player has a tiny, tiny wheat meeple. You're going to put that on the 0 spot on your wheat track, which you have right there. I'm going to put my board up right here. And then the 3 tiles that each player was dealt, they're face up public knowledge. Okay. So there you go. Good evening, chat.
Hey, Herologic.
And oh, hi, me.
Nurse
Yeah,
is dying.
YouTube's not working. YouTube is not working tonight. We tried twice. It's not working.
YouTube just says the stream is starting to us, but if you check it, it's not starting.
Yeah, it says it's very healthy, and it's starting.
And it says in the tooltip that the stream is healthy, our viewers are happy.
Don't think they are.
Yeah.
Alright. You ready?
Yep.
Alright, so this is how we play Fertility. On your turn, you must place a tile, and it needs to be adjacent to another tile that's already been placed. So we have a starting tile, so we have to obviously go up the starting tile. When you place a starting tile, you need to... when you place a tile, it needs to match... There's 2 squares. I just happen to have... All mine are the same. But one of your squares needs to touch another one that matches up color-wise. So, like, I can do a white here. If it was such that the second tile was touching one that didn't match, that's fine. But you want them to match for bonus sake. Because when you place the tile... Any matches that you make, you gain one of the depicted resources. So because I matched white to white, I would gain an alabaster, which is the white resource. So later
also
in
sounds like a good butler name.
Later in the game, as you manage to place tiles and match multiple resources, you'll get more of them on your turn. So you must place a tile, and it's the first thing you have to do. If you cannot place a tile, you pick one to discard, and then you draw a new tile, and that's your turn. You basically forfeit your turn. That's not true. You get to do the other stuff on your turn, but there's not really a reason to. Because after you place your tile, so let's say I place this here, you may purchase a new market district. So you put your resource someplace, and the market districts,
Margaret District?
Market districts are these squares, and the big orange number is the cost, and it's just resources. So you need to discard the number of resources depicted. So even though I only gained 1, I could go ahead and say I'm going to take this tile and I add it to my player board, discarding my alabaster. If I had any additional resources, the third and final thing that I could do on my turn is I could allocate resources to the spots on my shops, because these market tiles have shops on them, and our starting boards have shops, and all the shops have little spaces to take resources, and each space can only take one resource, and at the end of the game, for completed shops, so shops that you've given everything they want, some of them will give you points. During the game, certain shops, if you complete them, will give you that benefit immediately. So that's really it. The trick is, we cannot store resources. So at the end of our turn, we discard any resources that we have not put onto shops, and then we redraw a new tile, and then we refill the tiles and the market. The game ends as soon as we cannot refill this section. We'll each get one more turn, and then that's it. We'll score points for whoever has the most money from the market shops that you get by completing shops. Cena doesn't want money, she wants something else. Then we'll score points. There's like a set collection thing. There's gods. Some of the shops will give you gods' favors, which are just little pictures of Egyptian gods. For the number of unique gods you have, you'll gain points. It's a set collection thing. The more unique ones you have, the more points you get. You'll also, whoever has built the most monuments will get 15 points, and whoever built the second most will get 7 points. How do you build monuments? When you place a tile, if you place a tile such that you've completely surrounded an empty space, so this is impossible with the tiles that I have, but I'm going to fake it. So if I did this, so there's an empty space here. When I create that empty space, I can either gain one resource of my choice from the supply, or I can put one of my monuments in the space. And that's the only way to get monuments done. So that is how you get monuments down. Whoever has the most monuments down at the end of the game will get more points. The other thing that you can do is when you place adjacent to a wheat field section, you'll actually increase in wheat, which I should have done. You can always spend wheat as a resource for buying stuff, but nothing in the shops will cost wheat. Wheat's just like kind of a free resource. However, wheat will score you points at the end of the game. So the more wheat you have, the more points you get. Then there are certain points on the board where you can just gain the resource by covering up the spot. That's really all that is.
And do you need to cover it with the same resource or any resource?
Any resource. But you gain the resource that you cover up. So there's that. That's it. There you go. I was trying to remember if water did anything, and water just blocks you. Water is just a blocker.
The monuments, Tiffany has pyramids.
Pyramids!
And I have itty bitty sphinxes.
Yeah, my pyramids don't really work at any angle. They're just
kind of remind me of like jacks.
Yeah. So, we'll say that I took a turn. Actually, I guess we'll just say I took a turn. We started playing while I was teaching. So for my turn, I placed this double marble here to get a marble token and a wheat. So I upped my wheat, and then I got an alabaster, which is not marble technically. Or is it? And then I discarded that alabaster to buy this market tile. And so now I have this market tile. And a great market tile it is.
I see that. And I imagine we can't cover water or wheat.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Alright, I'm going to go. And we can always buy a market stall on our turn?
Yes.
So I'm going to place this here, which gets me 1.
There is no North American publisher yet for this game. And we are drinking Square Mile Cider, which is a local cider company that we both like. It's the only cider company I like. So Steve got a cow and put his cow down. How now, brown cow?
And now I can... Do I replace first or do I get a market first?
You get a market first. You don't replace until the very end of your turn.
And the placement of these doesn't matter, right? Because...
Correct. You just are limited to 7. So, now you replenish. No. Yes. And then replenish. Okay. Dina, no. Oh, you have a lot of grapes. Oh, our grapes got blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, man. Dang.
They're the grape blockers. They're just the grapes are on the side with the water.
Well, I don't have any marble, which doesn't help me. So I need to go grass. And I'm going to cover the bovine with the bovine. So I'm going to get some grass. And I get a cow. These meeples are so tiny. They're so tiny. And then I will replenish with that. And I will place my Xena that there, and I'll place that there.
Oh, YouTube just went live? What?
Hey, YouTube went live! Fun! Did it start, now?
It has been live for 1 minute.
Is it live now, or
Yeah.
did it restart?
It's live now.
Great.
There's me looking at my phone on YouTube.
YouTube has started 16 minutes later than anything else. Which is not super helpful. Okay.
Okay, well, if you're just joining us on YouTube...
We have already set up and are playing. And I have finished my turn, so it's Steve's turn. So Steve will place one of his tiles onto the central board and gain some points.
So I'm going to place this tile that has alabaster and grapes. I'm going to place it next to both of these alabasters.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And this will get me 2
alabaster and 2 wheat.
And that puts me here.
Yep.
And then I must spend this alabaster immediately.
Yes.
So I'm going to spend 1 there.
You can also use it to buy a market.
Ooh. I will do that. I will spend 1 of my wheat. I'll spend 1 of my wheat to get this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will spend both alabaster.
On that one.
On
Very smart.
Okay, then now I'm going to get a tile replacement. Get that one. And then I replenish.
I'm going...
Oh, that one is 9 points for...
Oh, what?
What?
Shenanigans.
Oh, I guess that one has an alabaster for 7 points. Some of these give you lots of points.
I'm going to place this one here to get a grape. And I've created a quarry, so I get to put a monument down.
That's what it's called when you have an empty space
Yes.
surrounding on all sides. Does it have to be all 8 spaces or just all 4?
So it doesn't actually say. It just says, if you form an entirely closed space of an empty square with their tile, they form a quarry. So I don't know if... I would say that it's this way, because you can't build there, and it's kind of cheap if you play there. You know what I mean? Yeah. The example. It doesn't specify. Yeah, the example didn't help.
Okay, we'll play it your cheaty way.
Oh! Also, speaking of cheaty, when I played this, I should have gotten a free resource.
You should.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say that my free resource was a grape because I need all the grapes I can get. Feeling great. I'm gonna put double grapes there. And do I want a free one?
Well, if you love your resources, set them free, as they say.
I mean, that one's really nice. I'm gonna spend 1 of the grapes instead of placing the grape. Just cheating everywhere. Cheating everywhere. Hi, Kairos.
Okay.
How you doing? I'm gonna take this grape one.
Whoa.
Then it's your turn. It's a very colorful game. There's a lot of fun little illustrations of like things being built and stuff. Tina.
The world. I'm gonna place a tile.
That's good.
I might as well just place this for 2 weeks.
Yep. And a grape.
I'll put the grape this week. And do I want to use this grape?
Only you can fight forest fires, right? I have like so many bovine resources, but I don't need bovines.
I'm gonna use, and because we can't use the resources we've already like sold to the shop, so I'm gonna use a grape and a wheat to get this one. And I'm gonna get a tile. I'm gonna get one of these
Double grass. Plays very differently than Scarabia. Very differently. Scarabia is just one that Steve can kick my butt at.
This one is more dominoes-ish, and Scarabia is more find a place to eat your pigs in.
Ooh, hey,
tiles.
That's perfect. Alright.
Weirdly shaped tiles.
I'm gonna place that there, and I get 1 wheat and 2 bovines. And I'm going to take this market tile, which I can put as many cows as I want down, and at the end of the game I just get 1 point per cow. Which is what I need considering I had a lot of cow tiles at the start. They're tiny little cute cows. I'm gonna take this alabaster tile. Replenish. Ooh. If Hero Logic listens to both YouTube and Twitch, there's a barking chorus.
It's the best kind of chorus.
The green squares with the worms on them. The river? The water spots?
Might be.
Or the grass spots?
They're people walking through the grass.
Ishi, no, you can't start too. You girls get it after this stream.
I'll do this. I'll get a cow and 2 more.
Yeah.
And then
tomato.
Yeah.
Ichi. Tell me more of your troubles, my dog.
Let me tell you, there are some troubles.
There are so many troubles.
Right here in this beachy city.
Ichigo. Yeah? You don't say.
Hey.
Yeah, they're very small monuments. The people are about the size of the monument. I mean, like 4 people could fit in one.
They're kind of like yurts, really.
Should we stop? No.
I did not get the temple. I'll just pretend like that's nothing.
Yeah, tile.
How you doing, Ichi?
You girls had breakfast super late. It's not my fault you didn't eat it, Zena.
Zena, I'm gonna give you the advice. Ichi, get down. I'm gonna give you girls the advice I give everybody. You just need to deal with it.
It's not funny if you draw attention to it. I mean, it's not funny.
Anyway. It's not funny.
It's not funny.
No,
anyway.
It's not. They haven't eaten. They're sad. They need to deal with it.
Oh my god. Steve got a new shirt. You don't see it?
Hey, it's not funny if you draw attention to it.
You're doing it! Okay, I get an alabaster and a wheat. And then I'm gonna put the alabaster there, which gives me another wheat. And then I'm going to take that tile and I'm gonna spend a wheat to get this tile. This game goes too fast. You use the same size board in a 2-player and a 3-player game? So, like, I feel like it's almost too roomy.
3-player game was pretty constrained. I think in a good way. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. Hello. Yeah? Yeah? Sit down. I mean, I'm setting you up.
Are
for
you?
Failure.
Oh.
Just set me up for success. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. What you gonna do, Kairos? What you gonna do?
I'm gonna get a wheat and a grass. Or a wheat, a grass, and a grapes.
Yes.
The grapes is gonna be there. And this grass.
You have a grass for wheat spot.
But I want to spend this on this one. What?
I like too tiny. Ichi. No. 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 Come on, AP man.
That's entirely accurate.
AP man. Paralysising your analysising. Since some time. Oh, interesting. You just left me to it, hey? I go there.
Monumental, my dear Watson.
So I get a grass. I only get a grass. But it's fine. I set myself up for success. Success, I say! Do I get more points if I do that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I get significantly more points if I do that. So I'll do that.
Is it my turn? Is it my turn?
No!
It's my turn?
No! It's not your turn. My turn. It's my turn.
Pretty sure it's Ichi's turn.
She wishes. Do I want anything from the thing that I don't? It's your turn.
Whoa.
Double alabaster.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's 4 alabaster right there.
Oof, yeah it is. And a wheat.
Yeah.
Just drop that hotness in.
Whoops.
Wait. No, it's not.
If you place that, there it is.
Oh,
but I placed that to block it. So I get...
Hi. Good time. You can't try...
Oh no, sorry, not 4, it would be 2.
Yeah.
So I get 1 grass,
Hi.
1 wheat,
Hi.
and 1 alabaster.
Hi. 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 Hi.
How you doing, Ichi?
I don't know. How do you think she's doing? You get fed after this game. After this game. Yeah, you got fed too late today. You gotta wait. Yeah,
Alright,
you
I'm
just
gonna
gotta
place
wait.
this grass to get that one, and then I'll place that alabaster to get that whichever I want. And then I'm gonna take this. Degrade this too. Did I get one of these yet?
I don't know.
No, I did not.
They're both going. Just a chorus. I need that more than I need that. No. Girls. I'm gonna take a... Oh, you already took a tile.
Yeah, I took the tile first.
Okay. I'm gonna place this... Instead of making another monument, I'm gonna place this here.
Gasp! How could I have guessed you would have done that?
I don't understand why you didn't make an monument. But I get a wheat, and I get 2 grapes, which I'll immediately put down to that spot and that spot. No, Ichi. No. Yeah. And then... I will take some growly girls. I'll take this grass.
How now, grass cow?
How now? Indeed. Indeed! So if played right, you could get 8 resources on a tile pavement. Placement.
6.
6.
1 per side.
Yeah.
Oh, plus 1. None of these are next to each other, but you could...
Because it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the max you could get was 6, and then if you covered something on the board, you would get whatever you covered, so 7. We got... Each player only gets 9 turns. So there's only going to be 18 tiles played in a 2-player game. Which makes it, like, very tight. And we had this huge wheat field in this game.
Let's do a grape
and a
grass. So...
Ichi. No.
That one.
No.
This grape.
You feeling grape about it?
I'm feeling super good.
I'm gonna... Oh, you gotta do
Mm-hmm.
your thing still.
Mm-hmm.
No! Go lay down. You have to wait. Yes, you have to wait. My turn? Is it my turn? Is it my turn? Is it my turn? Is it my turn?
How many more turns?
We each get... I get 2... Wait. You will get 2 turns. Or no, you get 3... Wait.
I count 14 tiles out, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14.
Yes, it's the start of the round. So we both get 2 more turns. I'm trying to hurt my brain. It was not pleasant. I'm gonna go here for a grass and a grape. And I'm gonna put my grass right there. I'm gonna put my grape right there. And Ichi is trying to give me a talking to. Xena is trying as well. They're trying to team up. Lay down. Lay down. Wait. Okay, and then I get a refill. I think I want to refill this guy.
Can we refill this guy?
No, this guy. This guy! Ooh, no, I already have that one. Alright, I will not do anything else. It's your turn.
I made some mistakes.
Would you say they were made?
Mistakes are made.
Mm-hmm. Where are you going? What you doing?
Where am I going? What am I doing? This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful Nile.
I'm pretty sure this is your beautiful house. Hello!
I'm gonna get 1 stone from this. I'm gonna put it there.
Is it Estonia?
Mm-hmm.
One Estonia.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna get...
Ichi, get down. Get down.
Yes. And I'm not gonna get a market.
And then these rounds to be filled. And now we each get one more turn! Ah! Okay.
This is a fast game.
You played perfectly into my trap.
Oh, well, that was a mistake on my part.
So I get 2 alabaster, and I get a cow. And my cow can go in my cow town. Cow town! Actually, I get more points if it goes up here. And then that can go there. And then I don't technically need this one, but I'll put it up here, because that can take any resource. And I'm done.
My turn?
It is your turn.
You played into my hands. So I'm gonna go there to get an alabaster.
Oh, and you get a monument!
Uh-huh.
I did play into your hands.
You did.
So you'll at least get 7 points for that.
Yep, and then this gives me another 7 points for getting a single alabaster. Well done!
I mean, you were gonna get the alabaster anyway. Can you get the pen? A pen? It's behind the game box. And that's the game! And now we're gonna have to score it.
Have we streamed the game?
Yes, it was very stressful, I think. I think we did.
Oh.
Wow, this pen is awful, Restoration Games. It fixed. It worked.
Hey, this pen was great in the 70s.
We love you.
We love you, Restoration Games.
Please don't get mad at us. Please send us Fireball Island, and we will get drunk playing it on camera for you, my
Responsibly drunk.
Well, because we'll be home and we don't need to drive anywhere.
I did send it to my work in our games chat. I said the picture of it, and I got one oh dear from one coworker.
The picture of what?
Of Fireball Island.
Okay, context.
Yeah, sorry. I got one oh dear from one coworker, and another one just said very quietly, "I now know what I must do."
Okay.
So we've inspired some responsible behavior.
That's good. All right, so now we're gonna do scoring. So the general stores are the ones that just give you straight up money. So you count up how much money you get just from your stores. So just money.
Just money, honey. Just money.
I get 14 from my money.
I get 19 from my money.
Oh, and then apparently there's a spot. Oh, specialized shops. I counted my specialized shop already.
What's a specialized shop?
It's a multiplier shop. So my 1 point per cow shop is technically a specialized shop.
Any of those.
You don't. Then our gods, and the one that's like a silhouette is a wild. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unique gods, which means I get 28 points.
That sounds familiar.
How did you get?
5 unique. I also get 28. I realized too late this was one of the only other ones of the god that I was missing. Or one of the ones I was missing. I should have gotten that one, but I didn't.
I'm missing the 6th god. Which one is it?
I don't know.
Oh, it's him. I'm missing him. Yep. Okay. But I had a wild. Oh, a wild counts as one of them, I bet.
Yeah, you need...
Because there's Ulfer. I know him. He's Ulfer. Big Greek crocodile guy. Yeah. Okay, anyway. Monuments. I have 2 monuments down, so I get 15 points. And Steve managed to get a single monument down, which means he's in 2nd place technically, so he gets 7. If he hadn't gotten any monuments, he wouldn't have gotten any points.
Always get on the board.
And then points from wheat. I get 10 points from wheat, and Steve gets 18 points from wheat.
It's the one.
It's that one. We didn't even see him.
Yeah, we didn't even see that one this game.
Okay then. Alright, and then we just add up our totals.
Here, Logic says this doesn't seem like an Uncle Mildred game. Yeah, I don't know if this is an Uncle Mildred game.
No, I don't think Uncle Mildred would like this.
There's a lot of moving parts and a lot of scoring.
What game was the Uncle Mildred game last time?
It was when we were streaming.
And we said we would hold on to something just for Uncle Mildred, but I don't think we ever specified what game Uncle Mildred likes.
We'd have to check the BGG listing.
For Uncle Mildred?
Yeah. What were we streaming?
We were streaming Captain's the Golf.
Captain's the Golf.
But we were saying we're getting rid of games. We're not holding on to them in case we know somebody that would like it. And I was trying to think of...
Oh, what would...
what is a game that we've held on to for that one time when Uncle Mildred comes by?
Yeah, I have to.
We've gotten rid of them. I don't know.
Yeah, generally we get rid of those.
All right. I mean, I could look at what I've sold recently. Gingerbread House.
Oh, Gingerbread.
Uncle Mildred would love Gingerbread House.
That one moved on.
Anyway, final score: Steve 72, Tiffany 67.
Hey.
So not
close game.
Destroyed.
I mean, I figured you were going to hand it to me, so we were getting
it's a tile placement game.
Well, one thing that I find really interesting is because you have to spend all the resources you get. One, you can't hoard, and two, you also need to sort of plan. Like, there's a very soft planning element, and you need to plan the tiles you get with the markets you get, with the opportunities you have, and when those all line up pretty well, it pays off in terms of points. But like, a better placement isn't always necessarily more points. Like, you can get a whole bunch of resources with one placement, but that's not unlimited victory points, and that's something I like about this. You need all your stars need to be in a duck in a row. Ducks need to be in a duck.
I'm getting so much glare. So annoyed.
But from the dogs or from the light?
Both. So that is Fertility. So it's got so you can imagine if we were playing with 3-player, the third player would have placed 9 tiles as well, and so this board would be very full. The monuments comes more into play when you're playing with 3 players. There's a lot more like, oh, if I place, somebody's going to take advantage of that, or like setting up traps. And you have to set up a trap in such a way that like 2 players have to tack onto it to make it work sometimes. It's an interesting dynamic, and it feels a lot more like dominoes and like the actual Xena! The actual game of dominoes. Whereas, like King Domino and Sapiens, you're playing on your own board, and so you're using the domino mechanic, but you don't have the player interaction that you would in normal dominoes. And this is, I feel, like, I think this is like the only tile placement game that uses this mechanic, the domino mechanic, that actually feels like the player interaction is higher. Mm-hmm. It's very high. It's beyond just drafting.
Higher than Sapiens for me.
Oh, yes.
I think. Also, in terms of board filling, there's almost exactly room for 9 more tiles on this board. And so you don't add another section?
No. In 4 players, you add a 4th section.
Yeah, so it would be very tight, and there'd be, I think, a lot more monuments.
Yeah, but it's very quick. We set it up, taught it, and played it in probably 45 minutes, given stream shenanigans, which is what it says on the box. We've played this 2-player and 3-player, and 3-player is like very tight. It's like almost too tight. Mm-hmm.
I was getting a lot more like tile frustration placement in 3-player. Just the board is very tight, and there's 2 people who can mess up a placement. Like you don't want to set up something too good, because there's 2 people to get it.
Yeah, but it plays very different than King Domino, very different from Sapiens, and I really like Sapiens, which is a game that we haven't played. We haven't streamed, but Sapiens was from Yellow a few years ago, and it was like before King Domino, where you're drafting tiles, and
it's much more involved because there's 2 parallel score tracks, and your score is your lowest on them, and your like ancient people, like Neanderthal type era, collecting like food and shelter or whatever. So you're trying to boost up on both score tracks with placement on a board very similar to this. Same rule, you have to match at least one side.
But the drafting can be, the interaction in that one is like you can send bears to each other's boards. Yeah.
There was a lot more, there's a lot more going on. Like, this feels more streamlined than Sapiens to me.
Very much so. The way the markets works and the stuff is very interesting, but there's this interesting issue, I don't know, where basically you could have a lot of market tiles come out that want a specific resource, and then if these placement tiles aren't matching that, we can basically have an economy starved of, say, cabbage, right? That didn't happen this game, but Alabaster got kind of tight for a second there.
It did.
Where there was a lot of stuff that wanted alabaster, but there wasn't a lot of places to produce alabaster. And then I was like flush with cows, and nothing wanted cows for a long time. So it's interesting where there's the shops and the tile placements. The tiles that you place can create a false sense of supply and demand, which I think is really interesting for something that is very much just a kind of like mid-weight family game. This goes in here.
Yeah. No, I got a lot more alabaster early on because that's where a lot of the tiles were. And I was using that alabaster to like buy market tiles that needed more alabaster, and then all those tiles were gone. So I didn't get much alabaster in the game. Yeah, one thing I do kind of like about the theme is it makes sense why this land is undeveloped. Like, it's...
all of the resources.
It's a floodplain. It has been flooded. We're sort of trying to cultivate it, in this part of the season. There's a lot of games where, like, the board is empty. You're colonizing it. There may or may not be people that are here that you're, like, taking all the land from.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very sort of natural, like...
Yeah, I like that it was just
non-conquering
crops.
expansion.
But it also did planting crops, the economy of planting crops in kind of a new way, I felt. It's very simple to teach, very simple to play. And I really like how these boards, the mix and match of them, builds a different starting board every time. I feel like they could have gone one step further and done them on the back. But, at a certain point, don't go too big, I guess.
Yeah. And it does mean the board isn't static at the very least, so it will change.
The resources are so tiny. I understand why they need to be tiny to fit on the art spots on the board, but they're just so tiny. It drives me nuts. So yeah, I feel it's like a good, solid, light/medium casual family game. The name is awful for the American market. Just straight up horrible.
It would almost be worth giving it a new name.
Oh, yes.
And dealing, it'd be worth dealing with the shenanigans and calling it something else.
Yes.
Just to have a better name for the American market.
I can't imagine trying to sell this at a game store. Like, the audience that this game is good for and is targeting, you can't convince them to buy a game called Fertility.
Yeah, you get some kind of...
You just would get a lot of side eyes.
Eyebrow raises.
Yeah. Good night, Yoda Candy Bar.
Yeah. Good night.
So yeah, that's kind of the one biggest play. And the chat mentioned earlier, it's from a French publisher, Catch Up Games. They don't have US distribution yet. But they do have like they do have a US partner. So this might come over. Who knows? I have a feeling the reason it hasn't is there's been a lot of tile placement games. As somebody in chat mentioned earlier, we have a lot of tile placement games that we've been playing this year. Tile placement has been very hot this year. It's like there was a sale on cardboard.
Who needs cards? Just go straight to tile.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's. I don't know if it will come over to the States. I think that if it came with a slightly different name, it would be a lot more approachable for a US-based market. That's me doing market insights. But as far as play, I mean, it's super straightforward. It's like a little bit more, it's kind of what I wanted Queen Domino to be for King Domino. I wanted Queen Domino to be a little bit more, I don't know, player interactive. I don't really like the building part in Queen Domino. That's a whole other issue.
It added things to a game. It added more like systems and thinking overhead. That I think it didn't need for me, and a lot of
Queen Domino.
Queen Domino, sorry, and some of it tended not to get used. I'm being very vague tonight.
You are.
But there's a rule you need to learn about how the dragon can blow away tiles, and I think in very few games anybody's ever used it. It's kind of why did it. I don't know. There was a bunch in that game. It felt a little extra. So anyway.
Yeah. So that is Fertility. That was our first stream of the night because we're gonna finish these Essen games, y'all. The next game that we're playing tonight on tonight's stream would be Tokyo Highway.
Choo-choo.
So Tokyo Highway is the dexterity game that's getting a lot of buzz. Asmodee signed it and picked it up, so it's available. Some people are saying it's available in Barnes & Noble if you're in the United States. There's that. But really quickly, if you're watching this stream for Fertility, I hope that stream was helpful. I'm sorry that the beginning was kind of rough. We were having technical difficulties with the streaming service working for us. So it actually said it was live, said it was going live, and then it didn't go live for like 6 minutes. So the intro was kind of cut off. I'm sorry about that. And then when YouTube did start, it was like way delayed.
20 minutes later, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure what the beginning of this video looks like, but thank you for sticking through. I hope this video was helpful. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more, make sure you hit subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube to be notified sometimes when we may or may not go live. I have no idea.
Yeah, I was very happy that this stream was listed as public, because YouTube has been listing that as unlisted, and then shenanigans. So.
Yeah. Or you can follow us on Twitch and get notified when Twitch goes live, but Twitch has ads, which we're sad about. So, that's the spiel. If you'd like to see our next stream and you're watching live, just hang out in the chat room, and it will happen. I think we're not even going to shut down the stream.
Just in case, yeah.
Just in case. It's more work for me, but that's fine. So we won't shut down the stream in real life. We'll just say goodbye, internet. But if you're watching in the future and you'd like to watch the Tokyo Highway stream, you can find that linked on the YouTube page someplace. Very different game. Very different game. But it makes sense for a Monday.
Alright, I think some...
Oh yeah, some poopers need food.
They have, I think, given up.
They have given up, yes.
They're just staring at us.
But they're gonna get dinner now.
Yep.
So... we're going to shut down the stream and then start Tokyo Highway. We're going to feed dogs and whatnot like that. So, thank you for watching, and